was actually brought in to help basically improve some of our processes on site. The site was not mature enough yet to handle a lot of the BI work that our business wanted to implement. The plant was just not stable enough for us to be able to do that. So in order to have a bit of stability, and thought about automating a lot of our processes, came around, and just to remove that variability, get the variability out of the operator's hands and just automate the process in a way such that you let the plant run itself. We decided, okay, we'll do this in a three-pronged approach. The optimization projects being one area that we need to, and we need to be running all of these things concurrently. So the optimization projects, we looked at that and said, okay, these are the ones that we need to do to increase production and obviously improve all the process control and stability within the plant. The other part of it was process control support. Now, I didn't believe that we were mature enough yet internally to be able to handle that because our teams were still busy fighting fires. So I said, listen, if this can live with, the process control support can live with Mipac in the interim, but working together with our guys on site, I think that's a good approach. And so that's where the process control support came in. And then obviously the third part of it was really about, the data analytics side of things. Before you can actually improve something, you got to have some numbers to kind of work off. And we didn't have that, we had semi-quasi type of figures here and there, but nothing in so much as, a basic database of data that you could use to make not just assumptions here and there, but actually data-driven decisions. And so that's how the automation roadmap was born, and that's what we're going to follow for the next 3 years. Now, Mipac happened to be around at the same time. They were just coming into the business, doing business for the major projects team at the time. And we had other vendors that we were looking at as well. I chose Mipac because of just the interpersonal skills, the relationships, the rapport that Martin was able to build with our team on that first instance. And I think just the technical support that was available to him from the Mipac office. And I think that kind of married in with what I wanted. First of all, is to have that support. Second of all, I think it was really the approach. I didn't want a fully fledged team coming in, putting something in, leaving, that sort of thing. Because obviously with any sort of improvements that you want to bring about, it's got to be sustainable. I needed a team that could work in with our teams and be able to not only work with our teams, our various teams on site, but be able to impart some knowledge as well in the process of that.
A lot of credit has to go to Lyndah Brown and Samson Tamian because of their understanding of Tedi's position on the digital maturity journey. They realised that they couldn't just jump from where they were to predictive analytics. They had to make sure the fundamentals were in place. What do I mean by fundamentals? I mean the science behind a concentrator operation. Then there's the people side of things. How do you engage people so that they can co-develop that solution, how they can own that solution, so when the project team steps away, the improvements are sustained and can continue to be involved. Then there's the hardware layer, back to the automation pyramid. Making sure that all of the instrumentation is in place, that data is being transported via a network to a control system, and that the control system is doing what it's doing. You need to have those fundamentals in place before you can start to apply things like advanced analytics and machine learning. It was applying that prior approach to the system bottleneck and focusing all of our energy there. In this case, it was milling. So by not applying those factors to something that's not the bottleneck, allowed us to create value and push that value downstream so that we could make successive improvements, realise that value and apply that value to another part of the operation. We were able to do that because of the online project portal that Mipac has proven. It allows us to apply a hybrid approach of on-site and remote work. The on-site work is super important because we get that site context. We get to build the relationships and the rapport with the people on site who at the end of the day who execute these activities. The remote capability comes into play where we're able to draw on the broader network of Mipac and the capabilities across the Mipac team, but also our partners within our ecosystem. The remote side of things was also super beneficial during the COVID period because it meant that we could maintain the momentum of the project without needing to travel. The first success story that I want to speak about is, again, focusing on the bottleneck of the operation, which at the time was the milling circuit. And a particular problem that they were experiencing at the time was bogging of the cyclone system. So we applied some automation and some control around cyclone feed sump and also cyclone operation to prevent those downtime events from occurring, and also condition the feed so it was suitable for downstream flotation and optimised for downstream flotation. The design of that control philosophy was expected to deliver up to $2 million per annum in benefits. Before I speak about what's next, I'll speak about where we started. We started with the co-development of a 3-year automation roadmap. That automation roadmap focused on those fundamentals of making sure the hardware was in place, making sure the control was in place, making sure the data layers were in place, but just as importantly, making sure that the people had the right capabilities. So throughout the entire journey, we've been building the capability of the Tedi personnel. Now, thanks to the vision of Lyndah and Samson, we're in year 3 of the 3-year automation roadmap, and we're working on things like deploying Mipac's MPA 2.0, which is our decision-making, visualization and communication platform. So we're introducing tools such as alarm health monitoring, control performance monitoring, short interval control to improve that decision-making process. Another solution that we're implementing is T-Card. T-Card is Mipac's 24/7 operator task management tool that allows tasks to be allocated digitally and completed digitally, showing visibility across the entire team and to management, creating two-way employee engagement to ensure tasks are completed on time and correctly. As the result of Lyndah and Samson's vision, Mipac is supporting Tedi with the implementation of a centre of excellence to turn the data that we've generated into insight and foresight for continued productivity improvements.
Thank you to everybody that has made this possible, especially within the OTML management team. Obviously, all the operational and execution teams and the subject matter experts from all the different areas within our processing business unit, and our support services, and including Mipac, who've kept up with us, with our demands, and been able to deliver on behalf of us.